Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the analysis of YOLENO TV. I hope you're well from wherever you watch this channel. I'd like to start this session by appreciating you so much for making this channel grow. If you wish to support us, just subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Now, one of the things that this regime has been maintaining is that all these international trips they make are always geared towards achieving something. They said so, they have been saying so, and they have still been making those trips because the trips are supposed to achieve something. So I want us to visit a trip. The last trip, I think, that William Ruto made over Saudi Arabia. And there was a video that surfaced sometimes back there, I think last week, and where William Samoei was spotted in Riyadh, and he was received by the prince. So during that meeting, because it was regarding the Saudi Fund for Development, the meeting was basically about that fund, and they were planning to invest in Africa, because now there's a scramble for Africa. That's what you know. In matters of geopolitics, there is a scramble for Africa. So now Russia is scrambling for Africa, Chinese, Saudi Arabia, US, UK. So these countries are scrambling for Africa. That is real. So that's why you find that Saudi Arabia had shown indications of investing through the Saudi Fund for Development. So William Samoei Ruto went there.
Saudi Arabia, His Royal Highness, the Crown Prince and Prime Minister, for convening this meeting so that the two neighbors, Africa and Saudi Arabia, can meet.
But it is alleged that Saudi Arabia chose 14 African countries. They chose 14 countries, and Kenya was not among the countries which were chosen. Of course, that was expected, just like what happened with China. That was expected, because it all boils down to the countries supporting BRICS, or the countries which are supporting US. So the chances that countries that are too pro-West would receive such a fund were very slim. Absolutely slim. So like for the case of Saudi Arabia, the Saudi Fund for Development Chief Executive Officer, His Excellency Sultan Al Mashad, signed 14 new development loan agreements worth $580 million with 12 African ministers to fund projects in Angola, Burkina Faso, Benin, Burundi, Gabo Verde, Guinea, Malawi, Mozambique, Niger, Rwanda, Sierra Leone, and Tanzania at the Saudi Arab African Economic Conference in Riyadh. That was the conference. So William Ruto was also part of those people who had gone there, and the reason was to try to marshal this fund into Kenya. But the shortlisted countries, Kenya is not there. Kenya is not amongst the selected. And just like I said, this was expected. And it all boils down to the BRICS debate. Saudi Arabia couldn't have gone for Kenya, especially because of Kenya's ties with the US. So it wouldn't have gone for Kenya to support Kenya. So this is already being seen as a waste. A waste, because one of the reasons why this regime has been saying they make so many international trips is to be able to get funds, development projects. But this is already been seen as a failure. The meeting was, we can say it's a failed meeting. The Chinese one also ilianguka kabisa. So the question here is, how many of these trips will bear fruit? Because none of them has bore any fruit at the moment. As we're speaking right now, none has come out as one that has already borne fruit. If the trip to China did not bear any fruit, and now the trip to Dubai hajaleta matunda yale ambayo kunatarajiwa, the trip to Dubai. So how many of these trips should the government make? Because there was talks that the amount of money being spent in dollar with the current market rate is unbelievable. They are spending a lot on these foreign trips, all in the name of trying to get something out of the foreign trips. But at the end of the day, the foreign trips, some of them are flopping. Most of them, in fact, just like the Chinese one and the Saudi Arabia one, zimeanguka. But the expenditure for these trips ziko juu sana. Because, you know, whenever William Ruto makes a trip, the delegation that he has always in his kando yake huwa ni kubwa. And that explains why Kenyans have been saying that these trips are too much. Someone asked me, and I think I agree with that person, that why can't the regime use ambassadors? Why don't you just use ambassadors, or maybe send a minister there? Because sending a minister is far much better than the president going there. Because if the president goes there, the expenditure iko juu, because he carries with himself watu wengi sana, especially the aides. You will also carry a CS, probably sometimes a PS, parliamentarians, other business leaders. So the entourage huwa ni kubwa sana to a level where by now the expenditure being spent there is unbelievable. So why not use ambassadors? That's a very, very valid question, by the way. Using ambassadors would save a lot, as opposed to the president himself going there. So the expenditure cannot be justified. The government is spending a lot on these foreign trips. Now the results ni kidogo. So like for the case of Saudi Fund, Development Fund, yeah, ikiwa tumemiss out on hii, na whereas William Ruto has made 2 consecutive trips to Saudi Arabia, hiyo tayari ni shida. What do you make of this response from Saudi Arabia kukataa kumpatia William Ruto a project? Because hii si ati information tumetoa from the bush. If you go to the Financial Post portal, you will find it. This story is there. If you go to Business Wire, these are one of the leading portals. You will find this story there, that Saudi Fund for Development provides $50 million in development loans to African countries for key vital projects. So probably one of the reasons why Saudi decided not to, invest or support could be because Kenya did not provide a vital project. Maybe that's the reason. Maybe the reason is because of the BRICS debate. Any of this could be a reason why this problem tumepitia. So ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to raise my case here, but just react below the comment section. What do you think this move could have been, how this move could have been arched, and why do you think the Saudi government has chosen not to support Kenya? Just tell us below the comment section. Now, to those people who are not subscribed to this channel, I'd like to kindly request you to subscribe to this channel, give this video a like, and don't forget to hit the notification bell. Now, to those who have supported us before, I want to say that I'm forever grateful for that support, because without you, this channel cannot grow. So until you catch up again, stay safe and stay blessed.